Hey everyone, I'm Kestrel. Have you ever thought you've escaped a snake pit, only to realize the snakes are still hot on your heels, ready to strike again? Well, that's where my story starts. Stick around till the end, and trust me, you're going to want to hear how this soap opera ends. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're curious about how my ex-mother-in-law almost stole my life. Picture this, you finally got it together after a messy divorce. You're standing on solid ground, thinking, yes, I made it. Then bam, karma winks and says, not so fast. That's where I found myself just last month. I'm 32, a real estate agent, and most importantly, a mom to my incredible 7-year-old daughter, Emma. Life was finally going smoothly until Martha, my ex-mother-in-law, decided to play matchmaker, and she chose my kid's birthday party of all places. Emma's so excited about her party next weekend. I told my colleague Sophia over coffee, I just hope Martha doesn't turn it into another family reunion. Sophia gave me a knowing look. Girl, why do you even let your ex's family stay involved? That's just inviting trouble. I know, but Emma loves her grandparents, and I don't want to be that bitter ex who cuts them out, I sighed. That afternoon, I was showing a beachfront property when my phone buzzed for the 10th time that day. Martha again. Kestrel dear, did you order the cake yet? I went ahead and ordered one myself, just in case. And oh, I invited a few more people. You remember my nephew James, don't you? Martha, we agreed on a small party. Emma gets overwhelmed with too many people. Nonsense. Family is everything. Besides, James has been asking about you. I hung up, my stomach twisting. Ever since my divorce from Michael 2 years ago, after I caught him with his work colleague in our own bed, Martha had been relentless about pushing eligible bachelors my way. Lately, her focus had zeroed in on James, who mysteriously seemed to appear at every family event. That evening, as I was helping Emma with her homework, my ex-sister-in-law, Rachel, called. Hey, just a heads up, Mom's planning something for Emma's party. I overheard her and James talking about some big announcement. What kind of announcement? I asked, feeling a chill. Not sure, but knowing Mom. Be careful, Kestrel. James isn't exactly the nice guy she makes him out to be. I looked at Emma, who was happily coloring her princess invitations, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing. After Michael's lies, gaslighting, and emotional manipulation, I'd vowed to keep toxic people out of our lives. But Martha was like a spider, weaving her web so subtly you didn't realize you were trapped until it was too late. Mommy, can I wear my tiara to my party? Of course, baby. It's your special day, and nothing's going to ruin it. If only I had known how wrong I was. Sometimes the people who claim to love you the most are the ones with a knife hidden behind their back. I closed my laptop, done with work for the day, watching Emma twirl in her princess dress. We'd survived Michael's betrayal, rebuilt our lives, and found our rhythm. But Martha's constant meddling was escalating, and something about this party felt like the calm before a storm. The morning of Emma's birthday began like a fairy tale, streamers, balloons, and my little girl bouncing with excitement. But by the afternoon, it was starting to feel like a nightmare. Mommy, Ashley and Katie are here. Emma squealed, running to greet her friends in her sparkly purple dress as I hung the last of the decorations. When Martha burst through the door, she brought what looked like half the family tree in tow. Where should we put all these extra chairs? She trilled. James, be a dear and help set them up. My heart stopped. James. Of course he was here, flashing that fake smile that never quite reached his eyes. Before I could protest, Martha had taken over my kitchen, moving everything I carefully arranged. These store-bought cupcakes won't do, she declared, shuffling my carefully prepared food aside. Good thing I brought my homemade ones. Martha, Emma specifically asked for chocolate cupcakes, which is why I... Nonsense. Trust me, I know what's best. Oh, James, doesn't Kestrel look lovely today? Across the room, Rachel caught my eye, her worried expression mirroring my own. The party was growing stifling with all these uninvited family members, most of whom I never even met. Emma's friends huddled together in a corner, looking overwhelmed. Then it was time for cake. My stomach churned as Martha insisted on gathering everyone around. Emma stood there, her tiara askew, 7 tiny candles flickering in front of her. She looked so small amidst the crowd of strangers. Before we sing, I have a wonderful announcement. Martha's voice rang out, sharp as a bell. Martha, don't. Rachel tried to interrupt, But it was too late. Our dear Kestrel and my nephew James are getting married. Isn't it wonderful? Emma's finally getting a new daddy. The room fell silent. Emma's face crumpled, her eyes filling with tears. But I don't want a new daddy, she whimpered. James stepped forward, attempting to put his arm around me. Surprise, honey. I shoved his arm away, my voice shaking with rage. What the hell is wrong with you people? You are lying. Emma burst into tears and ran upstairs. Her friends' parents looked horrified, murmuring excuses as they gathered their things to leave. How dare you, Martha? I spat, feeling my blood boil. There is no engagement. There never was. Don't be silly, dear, Martha said, her tone icy. James and I have been planning this for weeks. It's perfect timing. And that's when I saw it, the smug look James and Martha exchanged. This wasn't a misguided attempt at matchmaking. This was calculated. Everyone out? Now, my voice was ice cold. The party's over. But the presents, Martha started, eyes wide with feigned innocence. Get out. As the crowd filed out, I caught James whispering something to Martha. She nodded, that smug smile plastered on her face. Only Rachel stayed behind, helping me clean up the wreckage. Kez, there's something you need to know about James, she said quietly. He's done this before. Upstairs, I could hear Emma's muffled sobs. My little girl's special day had been ruined, and beneath my fury, something stronger was brewing. Determination. They thought they could manipulate me, push their way into our lives. But I'd had enough. This wasn't just about a birthday party anymore. This was war. 2 days after the party fiasco, I sat with Sophia at work, still trembling with anger as I showed her Emma's new therapy schedule. She hadn't slept through a single night since that day. Her teacher had called to let me know Emma had a panic attack when someone mentioned birthdays in class. Sophia's fingers flew over her keyboard. Your mother-in-law picked the wrong real estate agent to mess with. I've got contacts all over. Let's see what Prince Charming James has been up to. My phone buzzed. A passive-aggressive text from Martha. Emma needs a father figure. You're being selfish. Sophia spun her monitor around. James Henderson, formerly James Mitchell. He's changed his name twice in 5 years. Look familiar. The screen showed a list of lawsuit filings. Multiple women, single mothers, accusing him of love bombing, staging fake engagements, then helping his family file for custody rights. There was more. Rachel had joined us, holding a worn notebook. I found Mom's notebook. She's been documenting everything. Every time Emma was late to school, every scraped knee, every day you worked late. She's building a case. My blood ran cold. A case for what? Grandparents' rights, Rachel said, her face pale. With James claiming to be Emma's future stepfather, they think they have grounds to petition for partial custody. Nausea twisted my stomach as I opened Martha's Facebook page. Hidden within her posts were countless subtle jabs. Praying for my granddaughter Emma. Single mothers have it so hard. Worried about Emma's emotional well-being. Children need stable father figures. She'd been planning this for months. Rachel's face softened. She did the same thing to Michael's first wife, you know. Made her look unstable until she finally gave up trying to see her son. The pieces fell into place. My marriage to Michael, the constant interference, the surprise visits, it wasn't just manipulation. It was a scheme. Martha had chosen me because I was young, successful, someone who'd look good to the courts. I wasn't just fighting for birthday memories anymore. I was fighting for our future. They're coming for Emma, I whispered, voice cracking. Not if we stop them first, Sophia said firmly, grabbing a fresh notepad. Those women James conned. They're willing to talk. And I found out he's still legally married to wife number 2. I thought of Emma, of the way Martha had been chipping away at my authority, of James thinking he could waltz into our lives and turn my daughter into a pawn. I need every scrap of evidence, I told them. Every text, every email, every social media post. If Martha wants to document my parenting, then let's show her how it's really done. Rachel squeezed my hand. Mom's hosting her annual charity brunch next weekend. Everyone who's anyone in the family will be there. A plan began forming in my mind. If Martha liked putting on shows, fine. I'd give her a performance to remember. The charity brunch was in full swing when Rachel and I entered. The country club's dining room buzzed with the chatter of family members and society elites. It was the perfect audience. Kestrel, I'm so glad you came to your senses about the engagement. Martha rushed over, pulling James along. Everyone's been asking about the wedding plans. Oh, I have an announcement about that, I replied, glancing at Rachel. She nodded, dimming her lights as a projector screen descended from the ceiling. What's this? Martha's smile faltered. A very special presentation. I clicked the remote. Suddenly, James's mugshot filled the screen. Everyone meet James Mitchell, or is it Henderson now? Hard to keep track with all the name changes. 3 fraud convictions, 2 ongoing lawsuits, and my personal favorite, a current marriage license. His? What? Martha's face went white. That would be to me. A woman strode into the room, a designer handbag swinging at her side. Hi, honey, miss me. James stumbled backward. Sarah. Thanks for the tip about my husband's whereabouts, she nodded at me. The divorce lawyer says the fraud charges are a slam dunk. Martha tried to regain control. There must be some mistake. Like the mistakes you made with Michael's first wife? I clicked to the next slide. Or the custody battle you orchestrated. Or these posts defaming my parenting. I was protecting Emma. By traumatizing her. I asked. By making her afraid of her own birthday. An older woman stood up, Martha's sister. Is this true? Like what you did to my daughter-in-law? The room erupted. Years of Martha's lies and manipulation unraveled as more family members connected the dots. You told me Janet abandoned her son, a cousin said. So that's why Claire left town. As James tried to slink toward the exit, 2 uniformed officers blocked his path. Sir, we have some questions about those fraud charges. 6 months later, Emma and I stood in our backyard, hanging decorations for her half-birthday party. Her therapist had suggested reclaiming birthdays with happy memories, just us and real friends this time. Rachel and Sophia were helping too. Since that fateful brunch, Martha's social circle had crumbled. James was facing jail time for fraud, and Sarah won everything in the divorce. And Martha? The family court judge took one look at the evidence and terminated all her rights to see Emma. I watched my daughter, healthy and happy again. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even. It's about breaking free and building something better from the ashes. Emma and I, we were just getting started. What would you have done if your mother-in-law announced a fake engagement at your child's birthday? Would you expose her immediately or plan a calculated revenge like I did? Share your thoughts in the comments below.